Hey guys, and thanks so much for joining me for the week of What's for Dinner. My name is Stephanie. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. This week's What's for Dinner is just going to be a tale of two soups for you guys. Working anywhere in the medical field during COVID has just been so crazy, and I just want you guys to have something. So I just cut this video short with just the two soup recipes, but they are super delicious, and they're going to be great for cold winter nights that are ahead. I hope you guys enjoy them as much as we did. Alright, so for our first recipe, it's going to be Italian wedding soup. So I'm starting off with my veggies. I've just got a whole onion here, 2 stalks of celery, and a whole carrot. I'm just chopping this up into like sizes, and I'm going to get them down in the pot. I have already a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of butter down there. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss that in and get those all around, like get those all coated in the butter and olive oil mixture. Then I'm going to season this up with a half tablespoon of each of the seasonings, onion, salt. I think I put the Trader Joe's 21 seasoning salute and this rotisserie chicken seasoning from McCormick that I absolutely love. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this in there and get them all cooked down pretty much till they're soft and the onions are translucent. So once my veggies are where I want them to be, I just went ahead and put in about 6 cloves of garlic. You can absolutely tone this down or jazz it up if you want with more garlic, but 6 seemed the best to me. I'm going to go ahead and add in my chicken stock, which I'm going to use the whole carton for. I'm going to fill the carton up halfway with water and get that in there as well. And then I'm going to show you what else goes in here. It's just these little mini meatballs, which are amazing. I can't believe I found them. I've only seen them at Target so far, guys. I've looked everywhere else, and that's the only place that I can find them. But you can totally use regular size meatballs and just cut them into quarters. These are just fabulous, though. They're a great brand. I just love them so much. So, like I said, I got those at Target. I've got some spinach and I've got some couscous there, and I'll go over that with you in a second. So every time that I've had Italian wedding soup, it always has the little pearl pasta in it. I could not find that anywhere, so I just ended up getting some pearl couscous. Couscous is literally pasta, so I just decided I would pick up a box of this. This does come with a seasoning packet to make it the roasted garlic and olive oil flavor. I didn't put that in. I could have maybe to like bump up the flavor, but I just saved that for when I make rice later on in the week. But yeah, if you can't find that little pearl pasta, this is your go-to. This was perfect and worked out totally fine. So once this comes up to a boil, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in my couscous. Then I'm going to pop in my meatballs, and the spinach will be last. And it's going to be really quick from here, guys. So I've already got, like I said, my couscous and my meatballs. Couscous is all cooked up and perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my spinach in. And this is pretty much it. Alright, so I've added in about 1.5 to 2 cups of spinach here. You can, again, use however much you want. As far as the meatballs and the couscous go, I used the whole box of couscous and half the bag of meatballs. And that seemed to be the perfect ratio for me. Okay, guys, does this not look amazing? Oh my goodness, it was so delicious. Those meatballs actually do have flavor in them, and they make it like all the better. The broth was fantastically seasoned and flavored very well. I did add some salt at the end. I always salt at the end in soups because you never know like how salty your broth is going to be. But again, totally personal choice. This was so good, so delicious, and super hearty, filling, and warming because it is freezing outside here in North Carolina. I just served this by itself. You can definitely, we've had garlic bread with this before. It is so good. You can put some Parmesan cheese, like some shredded Parmesan cheese, which I did for my mom's. So, I mean, it's just so good, you guys. I hope you try it and love it like we did. Alright, so this next soup is going to be a roasted vegetable puree soup. So I've got 1 red pepper, 1 yellow pepper, a whole onion, about 4 or 5 potatoes, and 2 whole carrots here on my sheet pan, and I'm going to roast those in the oven. I'm going to season them up with Trader Joe's 21 seasoning salute, onion, salt, and my rotisserie chicken seasoning. This seems to be my go-to seasoning medley lately, so love them. So of course I'm going to go ahead and have to add some olive oil here. I think I used about 1/4 cup. Then you liberally want to season, so at least a tablespoon of each of the spices. And then you're going to go ahead and toss it on the sheet pan. As you can see, I got a little overzealous. My sister bought me this pancake flipper thing for Christmas, and I was so excited to use it to toss the veggies, and I think I was just too excited, and I ripped the foil, so I had to move this to another pan, but that didn't change anything. We're still gonna cook it at 425 for about 35 minutes. It just depends on how big your chunks are, especially for the potatoes, because that's like the last thing to get done. So definitely keep an eye out. If you don't use potatoes, it totally could have been done probably in about 25 minutes, but the potatoes always take a long time. And then I also dropped in a bunch of garlic in here because I love the flavor of roasted garlic. So definitely put that in there as well if you like that. Like I said, this is going in the oven at 425. Mine took about 35 minutes after checking it. And that's the first step to the soup. So what's going to make this soup super easy to use is going to be this immersion blender from Alec Holmes. I have reviewed products for them before. I've reviewed their air fryer, which is amazing. They have great quality products, and this is no exception. And of course, it comes with all sorts of fun gadgets to go along with it. They have a attachment where it's like using a food processor, which is so awesome. I'm going to use this for food prep all the time. And it's a good size, like it's a really good size, and I'm just so excited to use this because I know, like I said, like the power in this thing is awesome. So I'm sure it's gonna be like having like a little mini food processor, which I definitely wanted. So it's cool because it has the little measurements on the side as well. And then they have like a different, they have like the regular immersion blender bottom, and they also have one that's a whisk that I'll show you guys. And I literally used that to make a cake batter the other day. So, I mean, it's so awesome. They have so much fun stuff on here. And it works really well, and it has different speeds. It's just like a very quality product. And I wouldn't show you guys something that I didn't think was awesome and that I wouldn't use myself. I mean, I have speechless at how good this works. So also it comes with this little pitcher, which I thought was awesome as well. And you have the measurements on the side there. So they definitely thought of everything when they put this little package together. I'm going to have it linked down below. You definitely should check it out. They have great stuff. Their products are awesome. And I just want to thank them for sending me this immersion blender. So you guys are going to see how easy this soup is now. I'm literally just pouring some broth in the bottom of my pot. I'm going to heat that up. I'm going to add in my roasted veggies, and then I'm just going to use the immersion blender to break them up. It happened so quickly and so easily, and I totally forgot, unfortunately, to film that part. But you can see like the finished product where I'm finishing it up and how easy it is, and it just runs right through the veggies. It's awesome. So you can see this literally took like 2 seconds to do, and I just ran it through a few times just to be sure that there was barely like any chunks in there, which there wasn't. And it just made like a super smooth and like velvety type of texture. And having the potato in there like really thickened it up, and it was just like spot on, like really good roasted vegetable soup. Super well flavored because we did season our vegetables. You can definitely salt to taste. I didn't think it needed salt, but my mom did, so she put salt in there herself, and it was just so good. And what I ended up doing just to make it a little more luscious was to add some cream in here, heavy cream, maybe 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup, just depends on your preference. If you leave that out, this dish is totally vegan, which is also awesome. Oh, you know what? Probably that chicken seasoning might not be vegan, but definitely vegetarian. So Meatless Monday soup is right here for you guys. It is so good. It's so like hearty and warming and delicious. Even though it's like a thinner consistency soup, it was just so good, and you get so much like delicious roasted flavor out of those vegetables. Here it is all plated up. I just put some fresh chopped parsley on top of it for a little bit of color, but really we had some baguette, like a little bit of French bread that we toasted up and we dipped in here, and it was just fantastic. We will definitely be making this soup all winter long. It's so easy to put together, and you know what's super awesome is that you can do the roasted veggies ahead of time, and then the night of just bring your broth to a boil and use your immersion blender and blend it all up, and you've got a delicious yummy dinner in 15 minutes that it takes for your broth to heat up. So definitely awesome. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this week's video. I hope you guys got some delicious dinner inspiration or some super good soup inspiration. Let me know which one you want to try in the comments below. Thank you so much for being patient with me. Hopefully with these vaccine rollouts, COVID will be a thing of the past soon and I can get back to my normal work schedule and be posting for you guys again. I hope everybody has a blessed and awesome week, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!